What's going on, guys? Restart 34 back again for another update on the Open Flash tablet and the FRS. So hold on, let me put on my shades here. It's freaking bright. As you saw in the last episode, I did the unboxing of the Open Flash tablet and the I guess like initial install. I was super excited. I got it yesterday, and when I got home from work, I was like, I can't wait to throw this thing on and load like the stage 193 tune, because my car's just bone stock right now. And then as soon as I run out of gas, I was going to go to E85 on the stage 2 tune. But anyway, so I did it, and it read it and gave me an error message saying that my ECU has been read, but the file's unrecognized. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but here it is right here. I'm using it right now for just reading the stock ECU's parameters. Like I'm monitoring, I customized it a little bit, and I'm monitoring engine speed, throttle, MAF voltage, knock correction, ignition advance, AFRs, which is your air fuel ratio, short-term fuel trim, long-term fuel trim, advanced multiplier, boost. I don't even know what the hell that one is. Coolant temp and oil temp, which are the two important ones that I care about. I care about AFR, timing, coolant temp, and oil temp. And everything else is whatever. At least for now, it is, because I'm just driving around in a stock car. But obviously all of them are important parameters. But anyways, though, yeah, it's pretty neat with the fact that you can monitor all your engine vitals through your OBD2 port. Coming from 240s and shit, good luck with that. You know, you'd have to have a million gauges, and it's not as clean. And I really like this. You know, I have a cell phone mount, windshield mount, so I might try to like suction cup it up there or something. I don't know, just so I can like kind of look at it while I'm driving. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I might get the on-off switch that they sell for it. But I really hope that I emailed the I really hope that it works. So when I got that error message, it said ECU has been read but files unrecognized. It's an easy fix. It was an easy fix, and to email sales at openflash tablet or openflashperformance.com. So as soon as I got the error message, like in the car that last night, I cut the video and I took pictures of the screens, and so I emailed them. I was like, hey, I just got my OFT today. I went to go install it, and upon the end of the read part, before you can do the write of the new tune, it reads your stock, you know, tune. It gave me this message, and I sent them a photo of the message. I sent them a photo of all the information on the tuner, like the serial number. There's like a whole page that displays like the serial number, your VIN, your ECU number, like a bunch of other stuff like that. I sent them all that, and it was about, I think in Florida here it was about 7:30, but over in California I think it was about 4 o'clock, 4:30. So he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I'd imagine, hopefully, I mean, I talked to the guy once before, Shiv at Open Flash, and hopefully he gets back to me really quickly, because I'm super excited and I want to start using this shit, damn it. You know, I paid $500 for it, so I didn't spend $500 to monitor engine vitals on my stock tune. Well, stupid me. I mean, I guess it was my fault, but there's no way I would have known it was my fault. Like, even if you got your open flash tuner, I don't know if it necessarily was my fault. I'm just assuming it was. And here's why. He basically responded to me in an email saying, hey, here's these tunes. Go into the open flash manager, load them up, and load them into the other empty slots besides the one that your regular tune's in. Well, when I was poking around in Open Flash Manager and I was trying to like update it, because I was thinking, oh, it just needs an update. I saw that those slots were empty, but I figured they were like data log slots or something, you know? And so I guess, in long story short, what happened to me was my tuner was sent to me without any tunes on it. And maybe I was watching old videos, but I thought it came preloaded with the tunes already on it. So, like, I've seen a bunch of the other stuff where people are just buying it and they would just plug it in and load a tune. So, if I would have known that I had to log in and load the tunes onto it, I would have done that. But of course there was so much information that it was hard to sift through what was actually like proper procedure. And a lot of the information seemed like it was old information, like, does it have launch control? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, and then it turns out that I started finding other stuff and it was like, no, it should be preloaded onto the new 2.76 OTS tunes. Not all cars have it though, etc. And I'm like, what the fuck is it, you know? And the same with like the E85 stuff, like flashing over to E85, it was like, it should be 15%, 20%, 10, wait till it's 10. My short-term fuel trims are in the negative. They're way too negative. They're way too positive. And anyways, what I found that was kind of helpful, and maybe I'll post links to it, was I found a thread directly from Shiv on changing or like putting tunes onto your thing. It was a video of him loading tunes onto in the Open Flash tablet, or in the OFM, the manager. And so I found that pretty helpful, and then I found like a general thread that was kind of helpful as well. But for the most part, there's just so much information out there that it's hard to kind of like, and then there's so much information that's old and not like the current revision or the current status, that it's hard to figure out like what's actually the like current truth. With that being said, I loaded the 93 tune and drove it around for 2 days straight. Actually, I drove it around for 3 days, 2 days straight. Yeah, 2 days straight, because I didn't have a full tank at the time. And it drove really good. I didn't notice a huge power increase, but it did seem a lot, seemed like it had a lot more kick around the like 3 to 5 range. Yesterday I made it my goal on Saturday to run out of gas. And my car's bone stock. I have no mods, no nothing. I just did, the only thing I've done that you guys didn't see was I switched, I'll post some photos that I took, was I switched all my oil over to Redline synthetic. So I ended up using like 5.3 quarts of Redline 0W20 in the engine with an OEM Subaru oil filter. I used 2.3 quarts in the tranny of Redline MT90 which I've used in my 240s before. It's great stuff, and that's the whole reason why I made the switch. And then I used what was it, 1.2 quarts of 7590 GL5. I don't know, I ordered it all from FT86 Speed Factory. I got it on time. I ordered the crush washers, because you have to replace all the crush washers on the trans, the diff, and the oil pan, drain plug. I ordered those all from 86 Speed. They were extremely fast. Yeah, I'm not really unhappy with either company. They did a really good job. I got free Laffy Taffy from FT86 Speed Factory. They responded to my inquiry because I asked if I could upgrade my shipping, but unfortunately I couldn't because it was oil, and UPS has some policy against like chemicals or fluids. I also ordered from FT86 Speed Factory a Perrin 2-inch antenna, well, shorty antenna. I was gonna do a shark fin, but this was like on sale and it was really cheap. It was like 10 or 15 bucks, and I don't know, I just was like, you know what, I just want to keep it black, and I think it looks good. And I'm still on the fence about the shark fin. Like, I don't know if I really like it. I might even just like eventually delete the antenna, because I don't really use the radio for anything other than when your phone doesn't work. But now that I have like a charger and whatnot, there's no reason my phone wouldn't work. I also got a Greddy magnetic drain plug. That was another item that was on sale at FT86 Speed Factory. And plus, I always wanted a magnetic drain plug from my other cars, and it's kind of just a good buy. Like, you really can't go wrong with it, and especially like a higher-end brand like Greddy, you can't go wrong with that. They make great product. I switched over to the Stage 2 equal length E85 map, which is okay to run on a bone stock car, and that was when I actually noticed a significant power difference compared to stock, and even compared to the 93 tune. The car feels like it pulls really hard throughout the whole entire power band. It has like it adds even more to that lunge effect. I will say my number one and two favorite features of the Open Flash tablet is, one, the preloaded 5700 RPM launch control, or two-step, or whatever you want to call it. That thing's beautiful. I had my girlfriend in the car with me. And we did one yesterday as we were getting onto the highway on the on-ramp, because we were trying to run the car out of gas with the 93 tune, and I haven't done it on the E85 yet. I'm actually going to give it like about 100 or 200 miles to kind of relearn the ECU and be real careful, since the tune is a little bit more aggressive, and you know, I just don't want to hurt the engine. So I'm actually like short shifting everywhere, like below 3,500 RPMs and whatnot. And they said that you should, on an E85 tune, give it some time to kind of just learn the ethanol content, etc., which I have no problem with. But anyways, we did the launch control onto the on-ramp, and so rule number one with the launch control on the FRS BRZ86, turn off your traction control and your stability control. You can't have that shit on and do it. I made the mistake the first night of having the 93 tune on, of trying it out, and I had the fucking nannies on, and all of a sudden I launch it and it goes, ah, da, 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 da. front brakes fucking grabbed as soon as it broke traction. And on this car, if you haven't felt what the traction control or the stability control feels like, when you try to kick it out sideways with those on, basically it'll start to go sideways and then it'll dip down forward, like the front brakes kind of grab almost. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And but so once I turned them off and I did it, this thing on the stock tires just does the meanest rolling burnout, and it's fucking awesome. It is so awesome. Basically, like, it's like da, 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 spins the whole time, stays around like 65 to 7,000 RPMs, and then you shift, boom, slam it in, and it stays at the same RPM, just continually spinning the tire. I haven't tried like flat foot shifting yet or anything like that. I don't think I will. This is my daily driver, and I'm not trying to grenade my transmission or my clutch right now. I think it's the stock clutch, or I know it's a stock clutch with 15,000 miles. Maybe later on when I'm boosted and there's an actual like need for it. This thing makes 180 horsepower, if that. I don't need to be flat foot shifting. I'm not gonna win a fucking race, you know? But the launch control is just sweet. Like, it's a good way to burn out from a stoplight, and I love that. And yeah, so far I'm pretty happy. I've been watching a lot of the vitals of the engine, and that's why my number 2 reason why I love the open flash tablet is instead of buying an oil temp gauge or coolant temp gauge, or even a AFR, you know, gauge wideband, etc. I configured it to where I have those 3 parameters on there, plus all the other ones. The oil temp and coolant temp are the most important thing to monitor for me. From my experience in Florida, it's hot as shit, especially from what I've heard about this car, with people having overheating issues or oil temps that are too high. So I've been watching it pretty closely. The highest oil temp I've seen is about 220, but generally when you let off the throttle, it'll drop back down to around 200, 202 degrees. So, and it's pretty cold out, so I'm kind of anxious to see what it'll do when it's hot during the summer. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you guys, and I'll update you on the next mod, which is happening today. I'm actually driving to go get my tint done. So peace out, and stay tuned. Bye.